Let's talk about DreamHack. DreamHack is something that's been going on for many years at this point. I don't even know how many years. And it's primarily been an esports focused event. There are tournaments for fighting games, for Overwatch, for CS:GO. Pretty much everything is occurring at these events. And more recently, there's been a noticeable focus on getting creators active at DreamHack as well. So last year in 2023, I went to DreamHack Dallas for the very first time. As I live in Austin, it is simply a drive away, so I didn't really have much to lose. It was a cool experience. It was okay. There was a creator hub. It was pretty small. There was some stuff, but I was still a little bit like wanting more out of it. From like a creator perspective, and going into DreamHack this year, I wasn't even sure I was going to stay all 3 days. I was like, I don't know. Do I need to stay for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? Maybe I'll just leave like early on Sunday. And my experience with DreamHack this year has been just so much better. And I'm going to talk about why creators should really consider going to DreamHack, especially if there's one that's close to you. DreamHack is actually a global event. So there is one in Dallas, there's one in Atlanta, there's one in Australia, and there's, I think, several in Europe as well. There may be one that's actually pretty achievable for you to get to. Now, what I will say is the creator hub that they had this year was much bigger. And the streaming booth that they had around the hub, like last year, it was like maybe one side of the booth, and this year wrapped all the way around. It was it was much bigger. There was a lot more creators there this year than there was last year. Inside the creator hub, there were I found a picture that I'm in actually. I Christy and I are over here in the corner. We're like snacking on some chips. We're like having like 2 minutes of downtime before we have to run to a networking event. Just found us there. I think one thing I really like about DreamHack is they really emphasize the hashtags, the hashtag DHDallas, the hashtag DreamHack. It was used throughout the entire event. I actually made a connection in the middle of DreamHack. I tweeted on the last day, if you see us, say hi, and I used the DreamHack hashtag. And I got a follow from someone who was in the industry, and we ended up having a meeting that very day. Like, we connected at DreamHack and had a meeting. It was very fruitful. So the use of the hashtags on Twitter actually has proven to be pretty valuable for DreamHack. I don't know. Like, I feel like right now DreamHack Dallas is actually in a really nice sweet spot for creators. It's not too small and it's not too big either. It is like a Goldilocks style right now, where it's definitely growing and probably will continue to grow. And there may be a point where, it gets like too saturated. But the Creator Hub was a place where you couldn't live stream inside the hub. There was a decent amount of space. There was seating, there were snacks, there was iced tea. I talked about that earlier. There were refreshments like always available. Like those chips that we were eating in that picture that I didn't even know I was in there. And it was like a quiet place to have conversation, to unwind. Creators were rotating to stream at the outside the booth. There were IRL backpacks that they were booking people for, so you could actually, as a streamer, get an IRL backpack and go and put it on, get set up at the creator hub, and then go and walk around the floor for like an hour or so. So they really like gave creators resources to help them be able to create content at the con. As you saw in this picture here, this was inside the hub. There was like a nice little corner where you could, take pictures and get some good lighting, and there's obviously some seats there. We spent a fair amount of time here. There were also like some brands in the space too, so it wasn't like just creators. There were a couple of brands and folks in the industry side that were also in the creator hub, so it really provided a valuable place to network without being crowded, being like in the middle of the floor with all the crowds, and or not being able to hear each other. Like, it was really nice to have this space for creators. And I think the cool thing about DreamHack right now is the fact that you could mingle with pretty much anyone. Like, everyone was like pretty accessible. It wasn't an experience where people were trying to discern who was worth talking to and who wasn't. You know, I spoke with creators who have been around the industry for, you know, 8 or so years, and I talked to newer creators who just started within the last few months. And it was really cool to kind of have that like even playing field and not feel like, you know, it was like a sense of exclusivity or anything like that. So that's why I think it's a really good spot, because as it grows, obviously, like it's going to become more stringent on who they can allow in the creator hub before it gets too big, right? So right now, it's just like a really valuable opportunity if you can make it to a DreamHack. I honestly would really recommend it as a creator. I will say that the booths were pretty lacking still. Like it definitely still very esports focused. It's very focused on like playing games. There's tons of areas to bring your own controller, to try out new games. They had dancing games. They had like tournaments you could sign up for. They had tons of stages for esports events and also really fun stuff that was going on as well. So one of the things that was going on was they did a drag showcase. And I think this may have been the first time they've done one. And it was hosted by Bitch Puddin. And it was gaming themed. So they all had different like gaming cosplay, and it was so much fun. And this was happening like right next to the creator hub, so it was really cool to kind of like be in that space and be able to see like the main stage content. It was very, very entertaining, so much fun. I have found a really good sweet spot for these events with, you know, I've done the book yourself minute by minute and be running around and, you know, just like have to keep running and going places. I've done that before. I've done the I'm just showing up and not having anything planned. And I have found a really nice medium of having meetings and things I want to do, but also having deliberate time to be able to attend the events that are going on, or being able to have conversations with people I run into that I wasn't expecting, and meeting new people. I met so many new people at DreamHack, you know, creators that have heard of me, that haven't heard of me, that love my content, that, you know, are interested in what I do. And it was really awesome to be able to have that environment where we could have those conversations and not feel like we're getting bumped into or we have to run because, you know, we all have stuff going on, and, you know, that's understandable, but it was really nice, kind of like a good balance to have. And Kira's someone that I met at TwitchCon. Why do I keep saying TwitchCon? DreamHack this weekend. Kira, is so great to meet you. I hope you had a great time. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. But yeah, I will say that in terms of booths for creators, there were some things available there for creators. There were definitely some booths, you know, but it was kind of like in one little section of the space. So I'd love to see like just getting more like creator focus, like networking events, creator focus brands around. It was cool. They did have like some deliberate brands in the creator hub that like you could talk to. So it was so cool to be able to, you know, Zenny Optical, they make glasses. They were there and they had like, you know, some product to show, and creators could sign up for their apply to their like partner program. I think it's really great to have that resource for creators because, you know, creators, you know, often don't know how to talk to brands or how to reach out to brands. And I definitely think there could be some more education in that like avenue. Like there were some networking events at some of the booths that it seemed creators were pretty lost on what to do. You know, I went to, there was like a networking little event at one of the booths, and I saw that a lot of creators were kind of just lined up to talk to one person, the person who's organizing the event. And I just started going up to people and be like, hey, what are you here for? What do you do? And getting to talk to them and like, you know, giving some creators some advice on like how to pitch brands and stuff like that. And, you know, I think like a lot, especially like smaller creators who maybe this is their first con or their first DreamHack or the first time they're being able to talk to a brand and actually be able to access a brand, you know, being able to teach them how to better like approach those conversations. I think that's still something that's needed. But yeah, I would say like at least the booths were pretty accessible. Like it was not a very crowded event. I don't know what the actual like turnout was or what the capacity is, but it was not like a PAX where you're shoulder to shoulder and you're constantly like bumping into people. There was space to walk. To me, it wasn't very overwhelming, and there was opportunity to go and talk to people at the booths, which was really great. You know, not having to like wait in line or you know, just kind of stand around for hours waiting to talk to someone. Definitely pros and cons. And again, I think DreamHack Dallas is just in a really like DreamHack in general is just in a really good kind of sweet spot, and obviously they'll continue to grow. But I think it's really valuable right now for creators. And like I said, they're all over the place. So if there's one near you that you can like drive to, or it's a quick hop, and you can make it to one, I would definitely consider checking it out, and also look into their creator opportunities. One thing I was really impressed about was, if you are a creator attending DreamHack, you would be invited to a private Discord where there was constant communication about what was going on, about streaming opportunities. There seems like there was plenty of like slots available for streamers. There was communications about any changes or issues or things opening up. It was really cool to kind of have like a central resource for all that. So definitely want to give a big props to the creator team who put this together. Like I can't even imagine the amount of work it is to do all these different components. But I think it definitely helped to facilitate like a really valuable experience for creators. So yeah, now I will say, in terms of like, I do want to talk about Kick, and I want to talk about Kick attending DreamHack, because as of Twitch Australia, DreamHack has partnered with Kick, which is definitely questionable, especially considering at DreamHack Australia, there were a lot of headlines about Kick creators getting kicked out and harassing people and being just like rude and obnoxious. And there was a lot of controversy around DreamHack Australia. I did not have anyone put a camera on my face. They set some guidelines about the rules about live streaming in the convention. There was no live streaming allowed in the Creator Hub, which I really appreciated, because when I'm in the Creator Hub, I'm there to unwind, or I'm here there to have like a business conversation. I'm here to have like a serious conversation and not have a camera thrown in my face. Like, I'm not here for your content. Like, go out into the world and go do that over there. Now, the only negative headline that I saw from DreamHack Dallas was this Fortnite pro getting kicked out by DreamHack Dallas after sneaking into the Porsche display. So this is actually a Twitch streamer, not a Kick streamer. They were kicked out of DreamHack Dallas for crossing a barrier and touching a Porsche on display at the event without permission. And then they ended up issuing an apology afterwards. Yeah, I mean, I guess if he just reached out and touched the car, like if this is like the worst headline that comes out of DreamHack, that's kind of impressive. So yeah, they try to, let me see. I don't know if there's like a clip available of this or what, or just a clip of them getting kicked out. Did they stream themselves touching the Porsche? So this is them getting told to be removed. I don't know if there's a clip of it or anything, but again, like if that's the worst thing that happened at the con, like that's much better than the headlines that were made from DreamHack Australia. Now there was some issue with the after party. Yes, there was. Now that was an unofficial DreamHack after party. It was not an official one, so that's important to know that it's not like on the fault of DreamHack themselves. There was apparently issues with the venue, where basically there was a $25 ticket and you got into this venue from I think 8 to 11, and then at 11 it opened up to the general public and you could stay until 2 o'clock, but at 11 o'clock they opened it up and apparently kicked people out. But the organizer of the event, again, it's Sonic Boombox. I don't know why I can't find the Twitter handle, but they were very apologetic about the situation. They are issuing refunds, some miscommunication. So the party scene at DreamHack, I only knew about like 2 parties, and that was one of them, and that's a public party, and I did not go to that party. I typically don't go to the public parties because there's some safety issues with that, and they tend to be like very overcrowded. But yeah, in terms of like, like any sort of like, like how PAX events, there's like sometimes there's like an Elgato party and there's like a Razer party and stuff like that. I don't know if there was like much of that going around at Dallas, and maybe I just was like I didn't have much time to look, so that could also be it. But also I was really content with just going to bed by 11 o'clock and feeling refreshed in the morning and being able to wake up at 8 o'clock and not feel like dying. So I'm kind of like, again, in the elder stage of my creator career. So yeah, overall, I thoroughly enjoyed DreamHack. I made so many wonderful connections, had so many great conversations, got to see so many folks I haven't seen in so long. I love that there more creators attended this year than last year. It just made the experience so much more valuable, and really excited about some of the conversations that I had there and what it could lead to. So very much looking forward to the next DreamHack. I don't know what the next one is. I know Atlanta is like more at the end of the year, and that's in NA. But yeah, I'm kind of excited to see how this grows. And that's pretty much it. So if you attended DreamHack Dallas, would love to know what you think or what you thought about it, or if you attended Atlanta. You know, my experience is from a year ago to today, from DreamHack Dallas, one-to-one kind of comparison. It's gotten more valuable for creators. So I think it will only continue to grow. I loved it.